You know, there's nothing like being in the green room. I love being in the green room. This is like behind the scenes. This is where all the magic takes place. And we have the one and only Shauntae. And if I was to sit here and read this bio, which I could do, we'd be here for several episodes. So, Shauntae, I always like to ask folks like yourself, if you'll just take a few moments and tell us who is Shauntae, and more importantly, what are you up to these days?
Well, thank you so much. Hello, happy entrepreneur tribe, and to all of you that are listening out there. And thank you so much, Che. My name is Shauntae C, your ex 9 to 5 return coachpreneur. I fired my job and hired myself so I could finally get to work my work. And these days, let me tell you, I am, and I can truly say that today is my January 1st. And I am so excited about working and serving professional women and propelling them to pursue their purpose and activate their personal power in their careers and their lifestyles. And I have also met some of the most amazing business and professional women, just like Shay. And I am so happy to share and take a sip in purpose with you on tonight. So thank you.
Take a sip on purpose. You know, for those folks that are listening right now, we'll be talking about creative energy. And at a time where we're having the worst pandemic in 100 years, this COVID-19 has touched my family personally. We've lost loved ones. My business has been impacted, and so many of my friends have been impacted. Even as of last night, I was rushing to the hospital for someone, and I can't go in the hospital. I just wanted to be outside with a group of folks and just be there. So these are very serious times. They really are. Take a moment, if you would, and talk about the conversation that you're having behind the scenes with some of your colleagues. What are y'all saying, and what are y'all doing to stay encouraged and stay empowered?
Well, during these times, and we know that this is very unprecedented times, we've just been talking about now that this is a perfect opportunity to take advantage of the virtual space that we're in by way of the virtual community and reaching people and touching lives. You know, Che, I was raised where once I was in high school, especially, you were taught that, hey, once you finish school, you need to graduate, go to college, and you need to pick up a job so that you can have your own financial stability and security. But during these days and as time went on, I've really discovered that you have to become your own job security because nobody will hire you or pay you your worth like you. So the discussion that my colleagues and I have been having is that whether you're a startup entrepreneur, seasoned entrepreneur, whether you work a 9 to 5, it is best to become your own job security and have your own so you can have something to fall back on because a 9 to 5 just won't pay you your worth. So work your worth and do your very best to become so unemployable where nobody will hire you like you can hire yourself.
Oh, I love it. Nobody hire you like you can hire yourself. Now, I know when we get started, officially started, because we're in the green room, everyone. We're like behind the scenes. You're talking about this whole creative energy, but you brought something up, and I just want to address it if we can. You talked about helping women find their purpose. Take a moment and talk about what is one of the challenges that are facing women today in terms of finding their purpose, and why is it important now more than ever?
Absolutely. The challenge that I have found is not being able to resonate with their ideal client or client audience. And I understand that because I used to be that girl, the imposter girl, because I was speaking to everyone, trying to do everything and be all things to all people, that I wasn't addressing or speaking to my ideal audience. And I always say had great visibility. I could look good, but I didn't have enough marketability and profitability. So my back end was very weak. And it was to the point that people would say, oh, you say some very good things, but they would not get services from me or buy products from me. So it wasn't until I became in alignment and I began to niche down that I really discovered that people started listening to me more because I was addressing my ideal client. I was speaking their pain points. I was addressing them. So when I did that, I began to see doors begin to open and I got into alignment. So I would just encourage a lot of female entrepreneurs that are out there, especially those who I serve, that it's so important that you be your authentic self. So I help you to rid of those limited beliefs.
Oh, get rid of those limited beliefs. Now, I'm going to ask that question when we get over to the other side. What's up, Ashley Little? I see you out there, by the way. Dan Shiver, thanks for watching, by the way. Carol's in the house. You're with the one and only Shauntae. She's over there smiling, Shay. Yes, we've got a show. She got her thing called Take a Sip. We're going to find out what that's all about as well. But we got a show to get going. This is my favorite part. We got to get going in 5, 4, 3. And don't worry, we come back, talk about creative energy. She's going to break that thing down for us. 2, 1. You know what? It's showtime. It's my favorite time. Promise I made to my mom. I only did this message for one person, and that's my mom. This is for you, Mom. Love you. My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Shay Brown.
Mic check, mic check.
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up.
Yes. Yeah.
And they stay there. And they stay there. And they stay there. Cause all I do is win.
Well, it's a great day. My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the #1 business development and revenue focused late night show in the country where we're on a mission. And our mission is to empower, our mission is to inspire, and our mission really is to provide you, that's right, you, the entrepreneur, with all of the resources necessary to execute that big vision you have for the people you were called to serve. And I always like to share that you have 3 visions, I believe. First, you have a vision for yourself. You know the house you want to live in. You know the clothes you want to wear. You know the type of food that you want to eat. And it takes resources, which means it takes revenue. And then I believe you have a vision number 2. You have a vision for your loved ones. You know, there was a time before my sons became adults that I wanted to send them to a college of their choice. And it took revenue. It took resources, which means it took revenue. And I was able to do that. And some of you out there right now, you want to write a check to your loved one, pay for their health care insurance, help them pay their mortgage, make a difference for a niece or a nephew or a cause you believe in. It takes resources, which means it takes revenue. That's right, revenue. And then I believe you have a third vision. You have a vision. I think that's why you're here, for the people you, not me, you were called to serve. And I always like to tell the story of Noah. And you don't have to be a believer, but I like the story in the Bible because there's a guy named Noah. And I want you to imagine Noah shows up for his job. He's ready to get going. Right before Noah goes, there's a knock on the door. Excuse me, Noah, sorry to bother you, but there are no hammers in the house. No hammers? Noah doesn't panic. Gotcha, cool. What's going on? Excuse me, Noah, sorry to report, but we've got to let you know as well, there are no nails in the house either. No hammer, no nails. Rule number 1 is what? Don't panic. I don't panic. I don't. What is going on? Sorry, Noah, last time we will not bother you again. There's no wood, and we're just going to report there's no team to put the boat together. Good luck on this one. And that might be you. You got everything you need. You got the right talent. You got the right heart. You want to make a difference in the world, but you need resources. So this morning, this evening, this afternoon, whatever time it is for you, we have the one and only Shauntae who's here to talk about creative energy. What's up, Shauntae? How are you?
I am well. Again, hello, happy entrepreneurship tribe. I am in the building. Yes.
They're in the building right now. As Dan Thomas is watching and Simon is watching as well. And I see you out there, Mike. Thanks for joining. Beth, it's always a pleasure. As they're tuning in, they've got one question. You're talking about creative energy for entrepreneurship. And they're wondering, what is creative energy? So can you define what it is and take a moment to talk about why is creative energy important now more than ever?
Absolutely. Well, when it comes to creativity and entrepreneurship, you find that some business owners, they start off with running the business. And in running that business, they want to get it going. They want to begin to offer their products and their services and find themselves only down the road having to seek entrepreneurship. Because the thing with business and entrepreneurship is business focuses on that value proposition or getting that product out there. Whereas with entrepreneurship, it's about solving a problem or solving a world's problem or having that solution. So, with this, we all know that creativity is the currency in entrepreneurship. And so, when you are executing this, you need to have that creativity because that's what keeps you in business and it keeps you flowing in a particular area. And so, what I'm finding is that it's important that you follow that creative flow. And if you find that there is something perhaps in your business right now that is working and flowing for you, then that's the thing that you need to flow with and grow with. Because again, that is the driving force behind any business. And with you seeking entrepreneurship, you have to have that creative flow so that when you build that strategy, when you put that in motion, and as supply and demand gets big, as value proposition flows, guess what? When you put that strategy on automation, you need that creativity to help you for the next strategy to implement to carry you forward.
We're talking with the one and only Shauntae C. Hudson. And as they're listening to you kind of break this whole creativity down, take a moment, if you would, and give us what are 3 steps that someone that's watching right now can do in order to take their creativity and their energy to another level, which allows them to be able to build their business. As you do that, before you do that, I want to say hello to Don Lyric. What's up, Don Lyric? She's out there watching right now. Dwayne, I see Dwayne, Belinda, Dan Thomas, Dan Shiver, Ashley Little. Some of you are watching right now. Do me a favor. She's going to break down this whole creative energy for entrepreneurs. If you're an entrepreneur, you want to pay attention. Hit the share button. Hit the watch button. I'm sure Shauntae C. Hudson is okay with this. And when you hit that button, just write these words down. Write these words. Just put add value, hashtag Shauntae C. Hudson. Just put add value, because one of the things she's doing is adding value to your business and adding value to someone else out there. And this message could benefit them. So please hit the share button. Please hit the watch party button right now. All right, Shauntae, give us one of the 3 ways that folks can do right now to have that creative energy so we can grow our business.
Yes. Well, the first thing is to become reflective. Become a reflective entrepreneur. And what that means is basically being able to reevaluate and self-check and have that balance in your life. And you need this to be able to strengthen yourself. I oftentimes use the analogy of the cup. You either see yourself as half empty or half full. Me being the channel of grace that I am, I see my cup as being half full. And what that means is that what you have to pour out at the top end is for others. But that bottom half of the cup, that is for you. And if you're finding that you are depleted of that reserve that's in that cup, then you need to check your attachments to power, because you should never be in a place where you deplete yourself, because if you have nothing for you, then you won't be good to anybody else, especially for the people that you serve. So it's important to become a reflective entrepreneur. From the sunset to the sun rising, from the sun rising to the sunset, command your day and also reflect on your evening. Whether that is having your devotion time, saying some affirmations, taking time to breathe during the day, exercise, it is just important to have that reflective practice in your business, which will also help you in your personal life as well.
So step number 1 again is?
Be a reflective entrepreneur.
Be a reflective entrepreneur. Someone do me a favor. Write that right below the video. What's up, Minister Jones? Thanks for joining. What's up, Dwayne Lewis? Thanks for joining. Go ahead and look right below the video. Look right below the video and write that. Be a reflective person. Put that down. You mentioned affirmations. And before we get into the next one, I know you're going to give us 3 steps. Can we slow down and then we will speed up? Take a moment and share what is one of your number 1 or number 2 affirmations that you're using for yourself? Because you said it out there so easily. Oh, got to have affirmations. You got to have beliefs. So I'm just curious, what do you tell yourself? And as she's doing that, for those that are watching, do me a favor, look right below the video and put your affirmation. What is a positive affirmation you tell yourself or you share with others? Let's share. Let's all work together and do this. All right, Shauntae, share, please. Your affirmation.
My affirmation is actually a scripture, and it's taken from Psalms, and it says, "One thing that I desire of the Lord, that will I seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord and to inquire into his temple." And how that speaks to me and resonates with me is just that as long as I stay in that place of balance, as long as I stay in that place of my higher self, then I will always be able to be, like I said, that channel of grace to the world with who I serve. And it goes back to what you said, Shay, about the 3 value systems. Mm-hmm. As long as I just stay balanced in that place, I'll be able to serve my family, myself, and also the clients that I serve.
Right. So it's all about serve, add value. What a great affirmation. You said that like someone that knows that thing backwards and forward. I was trying to write it down as fast as I could. What's up, LaShawna Mays? What's going on? I tried to write down as fast as I could. Say the affirmation one more time and then give us number 2. So first give us the affirmation because that was powerful. And then give us step number 2. She's given us 3 steps that we need to do in order to have this creative energy. So it's not about being loud and running around. It's energy that's channeled in the right direction. Okay, give us the affirmation and then give us step number 2. Step number 1, they were writing it down. Be reflective. Thank y'all for writing that down.
Be a reflective entrepreneur. And again, that affirmation is taken from the Psalms. And it's one thing that I desire, that will I seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord, the higher me, and to inquire into his temple, which is the people that I serve, myself, and my family. Right?
So well said.
So we're going to number 2?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, number 2 is, don't ask yourself, what am I getting? But instead, ask yourself, who am I becoming? Or what am I becoming? And what that means is that what you're becoming directly influences what you get. Think about this. Most of what we have today, we have attracted by becoming the person that we are today. And this is the thing. Look at what we're dealing with now. How you show up now is the prerequisite for your next. It's going to be the determining factor of your outcome or the next goal that you have coming up. So think about what you've become and what you have gained is a direct reflection of who you are now. But how you show up for your next is going to be the determining factor of your outcome.
How you show up for your next. Break that. Can you unpackage that for us? How you show up for your next. For those folks out there, Helen Singleton, thanks for joining. Letitia Nicole, it is always a pleasure up in the house here. For those folks that are watching, thank you for tuning in for the Happy Entrepreneur Show. Unpackage what you just said and why that's so important. I like that.
Yes, how you show up.
Yes.
As we know with entrepreneurship and what we do, your visibility, how it speaks to you. For example, you was telling me about my photo today. You want to put yourself in the best light possible. You want to be the greatest version of yourself, even if you're not there, even if it's not all together, even if you don't have all the pieces together. Start strong. If you start strong, you'll finish strong. And that's how you show up. No, you may not have 1,000 people. Your email list may only be about 20 people, but show up with excellence. Show up for the dance now. Show up great now, because it can only get greater from here. So right now where we are, I know, like we said, we're in unprecedented times, sure. But still, we can still pursue with excellence, regardless of the situation and the challenges that we're facing.
Show up with excellence. So step number 2, remind them what step number 2 is again so they can write that down. Alyssa's saying, yes. Rose Walker is watching right now as well. She's saying, loving those colors. I wonder if she's talking about mine.
Thank you.
Well, how do you know she's talking about yours?
No, both of us. We both have one red shake of red. We both take a sip.
She has to take a sip on that one. I can hear it right now. Give them number 2 again. What was number 2 so they can write it down? Everyone write this down right below the video, by the way. Right below the video. This is very serious because creative energy is not about yelling and screaming, run up and down the steps. She's talking about what's on the inside so it can come out on the outside. So what's step number 2?
The step number 2 is don't ask, what are you getting? Ask, what am I becoming?
Don't ask what am I getting, ask what am I becoming.
What am I becoming?
Oh, I love that. I love that. Now, they see you keep sipping on that cup over there. For those folks that are out there, she has a show, by the way, called The Nightcap. And It's a video podcast. It's amazing. It's incredible. I'm going to suggest when she tells you how to connect with her, you got to connect with her, man. She's like a rock star up in here, up in here. Take a moment now as you keep taking a sip so y'all know why she's sipping, because that's just her thing, The Nightcap. Take a moment and give us number 3, by the way. And this is really important because many of you, creative energy is one of those components that you can add on to what you're doing now, and it can be the difference maker for you going forward.
Yes. Number 3 is this. Don't discount your chapter 7 based off of someone's chapter 77. I'm going to say it again. Mm-hmm. Don't discount your chapter 7 based off of somebody else's 77. And what that speaks to is that it's not going to be perfect. And I have this other statement that I make is that God doesn't ask that your heart be perfect. God just wants your heart to be available. And so it is with entrepreneurship and in starting your journey. No, it's not going to be all perfect. It may not be all put together, but at least you're starting somewhere. And knowing that all of us have had a start in our journey. So your journey may be different from a seasoned entrepreneur or somebody who's been in business for 5, 10, 15, even 20 years. So you have to be able to celebrate the small wins now to appreciate the greatness that's down the road. So again, don't discount your chapter 7 for somebody's 77.
And can you take a moment and share a time maybe in your life where that applied to you, where you tried to do something and it maybe didn't work out? That was point number 2 you gave. Or maybe you were comparing yourself to something else that was going out there. If that's ever happened to you. If it hasn't, don't tell us a story like that. But if it has, we're just curious. We want to know.
Absolutely.
And before you do that, for those folks that are out there watching, do us a favor. Hit the share button. Hit the watch party button. Pay this message forward. This is how you give a digital applause. You might be saying, well, Shay, why do you suggest that? Because there's another entrepreneur. There's another single mom. There's another single dad. There's another married couple out there. And one of the ways that they're going to be able not to survive, but to thrive is to grow their business. And they're looking for the right resource. And Shauntae C. Hudson, for someone out there, this is the right message. And so please hit the share button. Doesn't cost you anything. Hit the watch party button. It doesn't cost you anything. And just write add value, hashtag Shauntae C. Hudson. She didn't ask for a Cash App payment before we got here. She didn't ask for a credit card or check. She showed up to serve plus add value. And boy, is she doing that. So tell us a time when this has happened to you. And thank all of you who hit the share button. We appreciate it. You're making a difference for someone else. And isn't that what it's all about?
Yes. Yeah.
Over to you.
I can, yes, absolutely. I can remember just recently, listen, I have degrees, I have certifications, I have all of that for days, but I just wasn't confident enough in who I was. And I always felt like, oh my gosh, what is this person going to think about me? Or what are people going to think about me if I ever stepped out? Or will people really buy from me? Will they really see my worth? Will they really value me? And I'm just so grateful for, number one, getting out of the habit, and I think I said this earlier, of doing things in the name of free 99. Because it's good starting out to get your feet wet and to build, and you're trying to, grow and get in your niche. But it's when I got serious and began to get out of Google.com and YouTube.com that I started investing in coaching. I started investing in a market strategist who could help me niche down, who could help me set myself up as an authority figure and to position myself to grow. And I'm so grateful for seasoned entrepreneurs because they are the ones that will love on you and they will smile at your flaws and all, knowing that you're growing in grace and knowing that again, we all have to start somewhere. And I'm just so grateful for those who have rallied around and just said, hey, we see that you're doing great things. We see where you're going. We see your persistency, as you had shared, and being consistent. And so we want to help you get to your next level in your business and in your entrepreneur journey.
You know, talk about next level in business. One of your core values, one of your core beliefs that drives you is the show, which is converse with women about purpose. And we were in the green room, and you were sharing a little bit. But can you take a moment and talk about why that's so near and dear to you? So talk a little about purpose, but more importantly, why is that so near and dear to you? And why have this whole show just about conversations about purpose?
Absolutely, yes. This show I have, yes, the nightcap, the show where we converse about purpose. It's the high quality show where we converse about purpose. And it's a show for evolving women. And it really speaks to me at the core of who I am, because I know that through my life and what I have endured, from failed relationships to the ups and downs of my entrepreneurial journey, and just really coming into my own personal empowerment, it really speaks to me because a lot of times we wear, as women, we wear that mask. We hide behind the makeup. We can hide behind the titles. We can hide behind so many different things, the makeup, all of that, and never really going in deeply, building our identities from the inside out. It's an inside job, you all, that you have to discover your true worth and be who you were and be, who you are. Because I can remember a time when, like I said, I had all of the degrees, all of the education and everything, but I didn't know how to market myself. I didn't know how to be profitable. I was leaving money on the table. And so I'm just so glad for the nightcap, because it creates that space and place where a tribe of some of the most amazing high achieving women can come and share their experiences, and where we discuss all things life, love, and entrepreneurship, and just building that personal and professional life balance. So this is why I love my show, and I am declaring that my show is the sister show to your show, Che, of Happy Entrepreneurship.
I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. She has such a heart to give, such a heart to serve, by the way. And we've asked her to bring a few good men on the show, which she's agreed to do.
Yeah, mentorship too.
I can't wait. Creative energy for entrepreneurship is near and dear to her. You know, one of the core values we have here, it's a core value of ours, is this whole philosophy that today is my January 1st. It's one of the beliefs that we hold. And for those folks out there that know what I'm about to do in the segment we're going into, you can look right below the video right now. And we don't wait for the calendar date. Every day we say today is my January 1st. So look right below the video right now and write those words. Today is my January 1st. And for those folks who want to know what am I talking about, January 1st represents one of those moments throughout the day. And there's probably a 1,000 moments throughout the day right away where you can make a decision. And that decision can forever change the trajectory of your life, right? So you make a decision right now that you're going to work out because you can do it right now in your house, or you're going to sit back and you're going to binge watch and watch Netflix, right? That's a January 1st moment. Or you decide you're going to have some hamburgers, some French fries, salt, pepper, some ketchup. I know y'all got some onions on there too, right? Or you're going to go to your refrigerator and you're going to open it up, and instead you're going to have some broccoli. You have some of that. Some kale. Ooh, that sounds so good. Oh, I have some of that. Some Brussels sprouts. That's a January 1st moment. So my question to you is, they're writing today is my January 1st. My question to you, Shauntae, when you hear those words, today is my January 1st, what does it mean to you? What resonates with you?
You know, I love your tagline. I love it. I do. First, let me say that. But what that says to me and how that hits me to the core is that the light will never always be green, but it's not going to always stay red. So I'm at that yellow light, and I'm at a cross between, am I going to stay in the red zone, which is just build on my passions or just be passionate about something, but never really moving it to purpose or to mobilize? Or am I going to go on that green light and I'm going to mobilize and monetize myself. And that speaks to some of you out here that you're at that yellow light and you're wondering, do you move or do you just stay? But you have to declare, like he said, that today. When is it going to be your now? You have to declare that for yourself. When is it going to be the day? And you have to make a decision when it's going to be your day, because like I said, it's not going to be perfect. It's never going to really be an ideal day. You just have to make a decision when you're going to, like they say, bust a move.
Bust the move. I love it. You know, you have a lot of letters behind your name. I know you got a BA degree, and that's pretty cool. You got a master's in education. That's pretty cool. A master's in divinity. That's all cool. But I'm curious, what was your January 1st moment? Did you decide I'm going to be an entrepreneur? I'm going to plant my flag. I'm going to draw a line in the sand. And I'm going to be serious about this doggone thing. Do you recall? Can you tell us what your January 1 moment was?
Yes. My January moment was the day I realized that I am so unemployable that nobody will hire me. Nobody will hire me and pay me my worth. So all of the gifts and talents that I have, and like you said, Che, you know, I got a lot of degrees and certifications to my name all day. But at the end of the day, I spent all the money for the student loans. I got in all of this debt only to be paid half of what the loan debt cost me. So with the job, nobody will pay me my worth. And so I said, you know, with all of the skill, gifts, and talents that I have, I might as well put it to use for myself and pay myself. So I am jobless.
Jobless and unemployable. And as folks that are out there right now, LaShauntae May said this message was really meant for her. She's watching now. Thank you so much, by the way. Calvin is watching. We appreciate you so much, by the way. Dwayne Lewis says, today is my January 1st. Build a better you every day. They're tuned in. They're watching right now and listening. And, you know, they're probably excited, just like they were back on December 31st. After a couple drinks, they were sipping a little something different than what you got in that cup, by the way. A little something different. And they were writing their New Year's resolutions on the back of a napkin. And for some of y'all, that turned out just well. And for others, you're like, oh my gosh, I don't even recall my New Year's resolutions. You don't even remember what they were. So my question to you is this, and it's a phrase that I love to share with folks, and it's a commonism, but it's so true that consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. And having said that, what do people struggle with? I struggle with consistency. So my question to you is, what do you tell your clients for them in order for them to be consistent, for them to hashtag stay the course?
Exactly, yeah. And that goes back to what I said about not letting your chapter 7 be discounted based on somebody else's journey. And you said something that is so key with that. And see, a lot of times when it's December 31st, we have these resolutions. We put up these resolutions to say, okay, you know what, this year, starting out, I'm going to lose me some weight, and, you know, I'm going to get out of debt, and, you know, I'm going to start my business. And we make these resolutions, but we find that as we go down the road, we flock off because we made these resolutions instead of really making a commitment or a resolve to say, like you said, today is going to be my January 1st. And I'm going to follow through with that task. I'm going to set me some goals. I'm going to set me some healthy boundaries. I'm going to put some stages. I'm going to implement some things in place that I can do now, since now is my January 1st. I'm going to have my do now task and be committed to that cause. Because it's just like when you join a membership or phone, we don't have contracts anymore, but there's just a certain level of terms that they want you to agree with. But what do? We just flock off of it. But like you said, with that consistency, when we begin to hold ourselves accountable, and when we have those goals where we want to be in business, then we'll find ourselves getting better. We'll find ourselves building on that greatness. And that's why I said with maintaining creative energy, it's so important that you follow what speaks to you. And that's why you have to establish that today is my January 1st. This is my now time. And I have to flow with that and go with it.
I got to flow with it and go with it. I like that. That's kind of cool. For folks that are out there, question they may have is, what type of clients do you work with today, and how can they best connect with you?
Sure. I work with female entrepreneurs and creatives, especially those who are in multi-level marketing, because a lot of times some people think because they sell tea or they sell jewelry or they're in a specific platform, a sales platform, that is the brand, and that is not. So I do love working with female entrepreneurs, especially those who are in startups and creatives. And you can reach out to me on my Facebook page at Shauntae C. Hudson, and that is on all social media platforms, including LinkedIn. I would love to hear from you. I would love for you to get on my email list, as well as join some lovely events that I have coming up.
Oh man, that is so cool. One of the questions I love to ask when I'm on this other side, and I have the pleasure of being here with good folks like yourself, is what is your number one secret to success? I mean, of all the ideas you've learned, you've probably learned so many, and whether it was studying or watching YouTube videos or whatever it may be, what's your number one key to success that you would like to share with us?
And I love this, and I'm ready for it.
I'm ready for it.
I am. It's kind of the analogy, Che, that you give with Noah, and it's another biblical principle when it talks about Malachi 3:10. The secret is this: it's not money that you need. You just need a door. And looking at Malachi 3, and you can read this, for those of you, again, like we said, if you are a believer or a Christian, it talks about how, prove me now in this, if I will not open you up the window of heaven and open you up and pour you out the blessing. You are the window. And before you, there are so many doors or opportunities that are out here. But you first have to look within inside yourself as the window. What gifts and talents do you possess that can be a resolve or solution to a world's problem? And you have to be able to see those gifts and talents and the greatness inside of you that pours out. And when you begin to invest in yourself and see the greatness and the creativity that you possess, then you will start to see the doors begin to open, the opportunities that will begin to fall in place for you, that will help you to monetize yourself, that will help you to become profitable in your career, in your business, in your lifestyle. So you don't need, it's not the money, because I know we're in these times where it seems like it's the finances, but you need a window of opportunity. You are the window. You just need a door. You just need that one opportunity that will get you to your next level.
I'm loving it. One of your core phrases that's on a lot of your marketing material is work your worth. So you see the logo, it'll be like Shauntae C, and then it'll say work your worth.
Yes.
Tell us what you mean by that. Talk about that.
Yes. Yes. What that means, again, is allowing yourself to be employable. You becoming your own job security. You're working your worth to the point that you benefit on all aspects of your life, financially, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. You're understanding and coming into your value. Because it's not a confidence thing. It's not so much a self-esteem thing. What the underlying thing is, it's about self-value. And if you don't value yourself, if you don't have a high level of value in seeing your worth and what you can share and contribute to the world, then you won't become profitable in your business. And let me say this, and I'll be quiet. I want to say this too, because strategically it can look good on paper, but energetically, if you don't work your worth or come into your own value system, you will fail. Right there.
You will fail. As you was talking, and as I was listening, I was thinking about one of the things that you talked about is having mentors. And do you mind sharing with us, the audience, of all the mentors you've had along this journey of life? And you've had so many, maybe some you've met and some you haven't met. What's one idea that you can share from any of your mentors with us that's going to help us really be able to live the life we want to live?
I remember in college that my professor, he was, when I was taking political science, we were having a conversation one day, and he just told me out of the blue, he said, you can be anything that you want to be. He said, the sky is not the limit. And a lot of times we hear that the sky is the limit, but he put a spin on that and said that the sky is not the limit. And what that meant is don't limit yourself or don't box yourself in, but be in a place where you're always evolving and that you're teachable and that you can experience and grow in your business or in your entrepreneurial journey. You never want to get to a place where you're stuck. But like I said, it's about having that creative flow, because we all have mediums and spaces, and you don't necessarily have to be on all platforms, because if you try to be everything, or just because somebody says do this, or just because this other person is doing this, you will find yourself burning out. But it's important that you stay in a space where you're evolving with your business, you're evolving with your personal life, and just knowing that the sky is not the limit, and you don't have to limit yourself, but you just have to build on your journey.
Build on your journey. What do you do for fun these days? When you're not out saving the world, you're not out building your business. Like, what do you do for fun?
For fun, I enjoy spa days.
What's so?
Enjoy spa days. Yes, yes. Hot stones, deep tissue. I enjoy outdoors. I really do. I enjoy doing what is called grounding, where I just put my toes in the sand and just put my toes in the dirt, and I just enjoy myself, and that's good living. That and a nice glass of tea. Mm-hmm.
What kind of tea you drinking now?
I am drinking peach.
Okay.
Peach green tea.
Okay. We're just curious. Inquiring minds want to know. We're just curious, by the way. You know.
Entrepreneur tea, Jay.
Okay, I'm with you. Now, when you hear books, and there's so many books that we've read, a lot of movies we've seen. But if you ever think of maybe one book or one movie, either one that's made an impact in your life, what book or what movie and why? Now, you got to take the good book out the way. So the good book has to go. That's not even a book. That's a category by itself, right? So we got to put that to the side. We got to put Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. You got to put that to the side. So we got to put those to the side. But what's another book that you may have read?
Becoming by Michelle Obama.
What? Oh, Becoming by Michelle Obama. Oh, it's a great book. I love the book. Tell us one of the stories in there that touched you and one of the principles that you're walking away with right now. It's a thick book now. It's a long book. And I listened to the Audible, by the way. She actually read the whole Audible. It's like incredible. Like, I've never seen a first lady read a whole Audible. It's like 7 hours long. It's incredible. But anyway, it's not about me. It's all about you. Okay, so.
I remember the part in the story where she talked about how after the presidency had been served, she was back in her home and just by herself, to herself. And just the fact of being able to enjoy a piece of toast, a piece of cheese toast that she made herself, and to be able to go walk out on that veranda and just enjoy the piece or just the moment that she had. And to me, that really just spoke to me, because with all that she had accomplished and just that portion of her life being in the limelight, she was able to just step away and just be back or find a sense of her own empowerment or self. Just in that moment, just to be able to fix your own food or just to be able to do your own thing. And that's just so beautiful with us as people, and why I stress the importance of being authentic, because you want to be who you are to the core. It doesn't take a title. It doesn't take being in a certain socioeconomic status or financial status to be or to find yourself being a great person. You can be a great person and walk in your greatness where you are. You don't have to hide behind an image. You don't have to parade around being something that you're not, or being someone who you just in your illusionary mind. And I talk about that in my coaching, in your illusionary mind that you're not. It is okay, and you should be your authentic self. And that's what I liked about the book Becoming, that Michelle, she was always a very tenacious person, from from her humble beginnings as a child, even in the presidency and even now. She did not allow a position or a title to predicate or dictate who she was. She was just who she was, and just in this state of evolving. And that is the root or the core of what I feel about that book, Becoming. And that's what I love about it. It speaks to me.
Yeah, well said. You mentioned the word illusionary mind, so you can't leave us hanging. I mean, you just can't say, well, what I talk about with my coaching clients is this illusionary mind or illusionary thinking. And then you went on to tell us such a great story about Michelle Obama. Thanks for sharing that. I mean, first time I heard someone express it that way, and that's really cool. But I'm curious now because, I know it's one part of the program, but you can't bring up illusionary minds and not tell us what is illusionary minds and how that, I think that's what you said, and how that applies to us as entrepreneurs. So you mind connecting the dot for us there?
Sure. Yes. And that goes with creativity as well. And I have something that I talk about, which is the ego, pride, and entitlement in life. And sometimes with our egos are the very thing that tells us what we think we should have or what we shouldn't have. Our pride keeps us from being in a state of forgiveness or being able to release and let go. And our entitlement, that's where the illusions happen sometimes, because we can create this fictitious story for ourselves or make up this ideal person or make up this aspect of ourselves that isn't true. And sometimes we can be in a place where we think of something that never has happened or will not ever happen. So it's so important, and that goes back to what I shared with the tips, that we become reflective or we have a sense of mindfulness in entrepreneurship, in our personal lives, that we become mindful and that we do life with a consciousness, being able to release and let go and not live in an illusionary mindset or this fictitious story or this zone for ourselves. Because listen, if you do that, you'll burn out. You'll burn out quickly, because it goes back to that piece I talked about with the imposter syndrome. You'll try to be all things to all people all over the place and never focusing and niching down to the one.
The One Thing. There was a book out called The One Thing, by the way, and I love how you kind of brought that thing back around. You got folks out there. Ursula Garrett is taking so many notes. Thank you so much, by the way. And Eric Swanson is out there, by the way, and says, we call it inner thermostat. And so many folks are tuning in. Tammy Lawrence wants to say hello. Thanks a lot, Tammy Lawrence. Dee Bolden, it's always a pleasure. Listen, all of you who are watching, by the way, do me a favor. If you haven't hit the share button, hit the share button. If you haven't hit the watch party button, hit the watch party button. I'm going to ask her a question in a moment that wasn't on her agenda, but she's done this transformation coaching and all this certifications. I'm going to ask her to talk about what it means to go through a transformation, because some of you out there are going through a transformation right now, and maybe she'll give us one idea or two ideas. That's your cue, by the way. She'll give us one idea or two ideas. That's your cue, by the way, on transformation. But as she's doing that, you hit the share button. You hit the watch party button. And we're talking about adding value to the world. We're talking about having more meaning in the world. We're talking about having more impact in the world. So hit the share button right now. Or hit that watch party button. And when you do that, that's a digital applause. That's one of the highest digital applause you can give right now. And then write those words: add value, hashtag Shauntae C. Hudson. All right, Shauntae, talk about the power of transformation. And can you give us one idea, or at least can you give us two ideas? I know you're just off the cuff, but two ideas that someone could do to go through a transformation period to get to where they want to get to. I know you don't do that with your coaching clients, but I appreciate you opening it up and doing it for the Happy Entrepreneur Show and all the viewers that shared it with their network. This is their time. This is their moment, and you will change their life if they'll let you.
Oh, yes, yes. I would say number one, what transformation is, and I talked about it, is having that forgiveness in place. And this is in business and in your personal life, because there can be a lot of misconceptions and misunderstandings, especially in entrepreneurship, and it can also affect your creative flow and your creative energy. But you have to be in a place where you have to release and let go, because life is a learning curve in itself. It's full of ups and downs, and you don't want to go through life housing and incubating prisoners, if you will, or just people that you take with you for years. And when you find that you're trying to walk into your greatness, or like we're talking about tonight, walking into your purpose, you're so weighted down because of past issues, unresolved aspects that you've encountered in your life. So it's just so important that you live in a posture of forgiveness where you release and let go, because with life, there's a brand new mercy, there's a greater grace, and we have to, again, pray for that grace to be able to be successful with the next thing and the next thing and the next day and the next day. So you have to be in this cycle of releasing and letting go. That's the first aspect of transformation.
So releasing and letting go. Someone do me a favor that's out there, by the way. Edith Hall said she wants to know that she shared it, by the way. Tahama's sister Purpose wants to let you know that she shared it, by the way. Look right below the video. And all of you who shared it, I know, thank you so much. Look right below the video and just put release. What was it? Release and let go?
Release and let go.
Just write down release and let go. That might not be for you, but maybe those comments are for someone else right now. Let's help someone else. Let's impact and change another life. So go ahead and put that down right now. Now, Shauntae's in overtime. She's probably in double overtime right now. She's like, Shay, where is this thing going? And she should be off by now, but she's here sharing and giving. And so I certainly appreciate it, but I'm just sensing out there that someone just needs just a little bit. I mean, they're right there. They're right there, and they're right for a breakthrough. And this just might be the message they need to take them over. So number one was release and let go. So someone write that down for us, please. We appreciate that. And then give us number two as we come down the home stretch. What's the second one?
Second one is knowing your worth. And I have to go back to that you're worth it. And don't see your life as, and even in entrepreneurship, don't see it as spending money. Because that's where I faltered and I erred. I was like, oh Lord, this is too expensive. Oh gosh, they want me to spend that kind of money. But no, it's about investing in yourself. If you want to position yourself, if you want to see transformation take place, starting with visibility, profitability, even marketability, then it's going to take you seeing yourself as an investment. Because why? You're worth it. You are worth it. And nobody's going to see that your worth like you will. So you have to get into that aspect of mindset that this is an investment to my greater, that I aim to be the greatest version of myself that ever lived. So why not invest in myself? You'll be the greatest investment that has ever reigned in this life. So transformation through investment is key as well.
So true, so true. This is the second to last question, and then we'll get to the last question. I know she's agreed to give her final thoughts, which is like really cool, by the way. Sometimes people can't do that, but Shauntae C. Hudson said, no, I got my final thoughts. They're going to help inspire, empower you. So we'll be coming down home stretch in just a couple of minutes here, but I couldn't let her leave without talking about the spirit of collaboration. And at a time when folks are holding their resources as close as possible because they're not sure what's going on, Dekeisha C. Williams, or Dekeisha Chamberlain Williams, agreed to connect us. Also, Karen C. Cherry connected us. And there are folks that are sharing their resources right now, and that's so important. And I say that because success, one of my favorite sayings, but success is truly a team sport. You can only get so far by yourself. So talk about the power of collaboration and why that's important now more than ever. And I see you doing that with your show as well. So shout out to you. You're certainly a giver, so we appreciate that.
Thank you. Yes, collaboration over competition, and that is one of my signature topics. And this is just such a great time to connect and collaborate because there's truly room at the table for everyone. There is a space and there is room for everybody to eat. I know that there are some, and you said it, Shay, that may feel like, oh, well, I don't want to share because, this person may take my client or this person may take from my audience, but it's not like that. There is really room to profit and there's really room to grow. And I think this is a great space and time for entrepreneurs to come together and collaborate. I know I have myself, and shout out to Chambers with Williams with Profit Producers, and Kern Cherry with Trailblazers who lead. And these ladies have just been so instrumental in really pushing and collaborating with me and just helping me forward. And I've met some other great entrepreneurial women and men who have just been so great and just vital in this process. So really, there is no better time than now to really collaborate and just dominate the like I said, the online space that we're in, and just really share business ideas and opportunities, because again, it's really room for everybody to eat and everybody to grow and have their bread in their mouth.
And you really believe that too. You really believe that, because this is your moment. This is your time. For everyone that's out there watching right now, as I get ready to ask her to please share her final thoughts with us and her closing comments, do me a favor. Look right below the video. And I want you to write these words: "This is my time." And just put a hashtag Shauntae C Hudson. Just do that right now. This is your time. This is your time to improve your health. This is your time to improve your relationships. This is your time to have that creative energy inside of you to really explode as an entrepreneur. And if you don't believe it, you tell yourself every single day, Shauntae C Hudson believes it, and Shay Brown, we're going to hold the belief for you. Because sometimes you need someone to believe in yourself, believe in you, before you can believe in yourself. Someone believed in me when I didn't believe in myself right now. Excluding Mother Dear, by the way. Mother Dear always has a number one salesperson out there, by the way. I said, Mother, I can't be. I'm just starting. You are. They just don't know it yet. But anyway, that's a topic for another time. So please, if you would, let me first say thank you so much for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. We appreciate you. You have such a heart to give. You have a heart to receive. You're a wonderful, incredible human being. Everyone out there, make sure you connect with her on all the social media platforms over at Shauntae C Hudson. For those folks that are out there, I want to turn over to you. We've got to have you back on the show, by the way. You are incredible. Don Lyric wants you to know that the Trailblazers are in the house. Alyssa Mitchell wants to let you know they're in the house. Dwayne Lewis said, "This is my time." Tiana said, "Indeed it is." They're out there right now saying they're in the house, and you are turning it out. Take a sip, ladies. Take a sip. I don't have any. Well, I got something to sip. Everyone grab something and take a sip. I didn't know we were going to do this, but I'll take a sip of my jug of water.
Yeah, take a sip.
We have to take a sip. Now, some people don't know what take a sip mean, by the way. They don't know why you even use that take a sip. So as you give your closing thoughts, because we got to get out of here. We're like in triple overtime. But we're having a little fun. We're done, by the way. We really are. But we're having some fun. She's cool. Take a moment, if you would, and talk about what is sip. Take a sip, and then go ahead and share your closing comments.
Take a sip stands for share in purpose. So when I say, I have to sip to that, that means that I am taking in, or we are taking in, the knowledge and the wisdom that we are receiving to help us. At the nightcap and with Happy Entrepreneur, we don't spill tea. We don't spill tea. We share in purpose. Okay.
I like that. So, share in purpose. I love it. SIP. I love it. Oh, that's a great acronym, man. This is like incredible. This is so much fun. We could just hang out all day, but unfortunately, we've got to go. Yeah. But in all seriousness, thank you again. We so appreciate it. If everyone is out there, give her a digital applause. Where you give her digital applause, you can look right below the video and say, "Thank you, Shauntae," or "We appreciate you, Shauntae," or "Great job, Shauntae." Or just say, "Shauntae, you look fabulous," because she's looking fabulous over there. She says, "I'm in the house," showing up all the way from Richmond, Virginia. Okay, over to you for your final thoughts. Again, thank you. We appreciate you. I can't wait to have you back on the show.
Thank you. And in closing, I just want to say this. You are the world's best kept secret. Don't you think it's about time you tell on yourself? You may be wondering, hey, well, why hasn't this been done? Or why hasn't this person done this? Or why hasn't this been thought of yet? Well, maybe it's God's way of saying you need to do it. It's for you to do. It's for you to take action. So take action, because if you take action, then you can say too that today is your January 1st.
So well said. Thanks a lot for those folks that are out there watching. We would appreciate every single one of you. Make sure you hit the share button. Pay this message forward to another entrepreneur. Hit the like button so we can stay in contact, stay in harmony. For those that are over at the Happy Entrepreneurs Tribe, welcome, welcome, welcome. I want you to know that you are amazing, that you've got greatness inside you. And for you, the best is still yet to come because you now have creative energy. For you, the best is still yet to come because you know what SIP means, sharing on purpose. And for you, today is your January 1st. With that being said, for those folks who want to know who's making all that noise, who's screaming into the microphone, my name is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. And I promise you, from the bottom of my heart, we'll make some good things happen. We connect again next time. Remember, time is long. Life is short. Live in the moment, and you got to make it count. With that being said, God bless, and I wish you success. Peace. Thanks a lot, by the way. You're a rock star. We're out of here. See you. Thank you all. We appreciate you so much. Promise I made to my mom. I only did this message for one person, and that's my mom. This is for you, Mom. Love you. My name is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Shay Brown.
Mic check, mic check.
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up.
Yes. Yeah.
And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win.
Yeah.
Thank you. God bless.